Faith is the head chemist of the mind. When faith is blended with the vibration of thought, the subconscious mind instantly picks up the vibration, translates it into its spiritual equivalent, and transmits it to infinite intelligence, as in the case of prayer. Hi there. Today I was just reading a chapter from Think and Grow Rich, the faith chapter, and those words there, where faith is blended with the vibration of thought, the subconscious mind instantly picks up the vibration. I mean, what does he mean by that? What does he mean? Because when you read this book for the first time, you're not going to understand it on the first reading because there's so much depth to this book. You know, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, it took him 20 odd years. I think he dedicated most of his life to learning these success principles and putting them in order. And yes, they are designed to bring about riches, but mainly what these are here are success principles, and you can use them to achieve any goal you want. It can be, because when we think of abundance, we always think of money, but actually there's riches in health, there's riches in relationships, and there's riches in career or hobbies or whatever that may be. You know, an art or a craft. But faith is the head chemist of the mind. Now, to me, what he means by this is that faith is an energy. And it's funny because actually Napoleon Hill got a lot of his ideas from a book before this called He Can Who Thinks He Can. Do you recognise the titles? You can see the similarity in them. He Can Who Thinks He Can, Think and Grow Rich. And there's a chapter in He Can Who Thinks He Can, which is titled The Spirit in Which You Work. So basically what he means by this is the energy in which you approach your work and how you go about doing it. Because if you go about doing something that you don't like to do, but do it with the right attitude, you're still going to elevate your position within that area, whatever that may be. So faith is the head chemist of the mind, because he talks in this book about the conscious and the subconscious mind, and where the conscious part of our mind is the thinking mind and the subconscious mind is the emotional mind. That is what's making us move into action. We're getting direction from our subconscious mind. So because faith, it speeds up the vibrations of thought, this is then picked up by the subconscious mind and made into reality. This is where he said about the spiritual equivalent here. So he translates it into its spiritual equivalent. Now, spiritual. So if we get on that, spiritual and physical are both the same things. They're the same energy, right? They're just two ends of the same spectrum. They're like two ends of the same shoelace, if you like. So what he means by this is, let's say you're working towards a goal and you cannot see it yet. There's all kinds of things happening behind the scenes that you can't see. It's in the spiritual form. Let's say you're trying to manifest a goal, you're trying to manifest money, let's say, and you're doing all the things to do that, but it's not showing up in your bank account, and this can cause us to lose faith, give us bad feelings. We can start looking at our bank account, feeling down about it, and therefore we're losing faith. But if we can build the picture in our mind, hold that picture in our mind, we will stay in an upbeat state. We will feel good, basically. And it's when we feel good, things happen, because everything is energy and we connect to the right energy. Now, whether you believe me or not, you probably experienced this when you're on holiday, for example. You might just get this genius idea come to you, or you might just have the good ideas about how you're going to live your life when you get back home. And it was so easy and you didn't really have to think too much about it. It just came to you. That's because what you basically done was downloaded a thought from the universe, because this energy is flowing to us, into our consciousness and through us. And when it flows to us, it's what we determine, what we make of it, what we give meaning to, which actually gives the meaning to anything, because all of this energy is just is. And then we give it meaning, and the meaning we give to it sets up a vibration in our body, and that causes us to take the kind of actions that either succeed or go against, whatever. So when you're in an upbeat state, let's say with money, for example, and you continue to hold that on the screen of your mind, then these natural laws will guarantee that that will manifest for you, because you just need to connect to the right energy. And that right energy is in an upbeat state. You've only got to look at people, let's relate this only to riches for this video. If you look at rich people, a lot of them are very happy in the area of money. They might not have all areas of their life sorted out, but in terms of money and what they think of it and what they believe about it, they're very good, and therefore money just flows to them. Whereas people who struggle to earn money or end up with not a lot in their bank account every month, they've probably got bad feelings, bad beliefs around money due to what's happened, during their childhood. So basically what I'm saying is they have less faith than the people who do have money in the area of money. Obviously there's more than one areas, but as we're relating it to this, it's important that we stay on track. So faith is the head chemist of the mind. So chemist right there, it's like a subscription. It's like a medicine. When faith is blended with the vibration of thought, so good feelings blended with the picture that you built in your mind, let's say you've got a picture of wealth or more money in your bank account, when you blend that thought with faith, the subconscious mind instantly picks up the vibration. Now the subconscious mind is what you're trying to get to influence, because the subconscious mind has no idea what's real and what's not. You can tell the subconscious mind a lie over and over, and if you've got enough faith with that lie, it will just accept it. And when it accepts it, it sets up the vibration in your body, and you just go out and do whatever you need to do, and it will just come to you. So faith is the head chemist of the mind. When faith is blended with the vibration of thought, the subconscious mind instantly picks up the vibration, translates it into its spiritual equivalent. So everything that becomes physical, that we see with our eyes, first started as an idea. Even this book started as an idea. This microphone started as an idea. Like this video that you're watching now started as an idea, an invisible spiritual idea. You can't see ideas. Like people are walking around with ideas all the time. We can't see them with our sight, but we can see them with insight. And this is what I mean by spiritual and physical being the same energy, just two ends of the spectrum, two ends of the same shoelace. Everything, like this microphone, was once an idea in the spiritual world. And then through using the creative faculties that we have in our mind, which is explained in this book, then those spiritual ideas are turned into theories, then facts, and then we can hold them in our hands. So everything has to start in the spiritual form. So if I go back over that again, faith is the head chemist of the mind. When faith is blended with the vibration of thought, the subconscious mind instantly picks up the vibration, translates it into its spiritual equivalent, and transmits it to infinite intelligence, as in the case of prayer. So infinite intelligence is basically relating to everything is energy. And like I said, when you get those amazing ideas, you actually download them. You don't sort of think them up. Because if you ever sat down and you wanted to think up some great ideas, you struggle to do so. And the reason why is because we all have an ego. And that ego is limited. It basically lives in our, our conscious mind sort of thing. It is a little bit confusing when I say this, because the conditioned us is everything that's in our subconscious mind. right? And if we're not aware of our subconscious mind, we live in our conscious mind, and therefore we're unconscious, and everything, all of that conditioning, we just go out and act on it. Now, when we do meditation, let's say for 30 minutes a day, we actually pull our consciousness back from our conscious mind, so it sits in the middle of our subconscious and conscious, and therefore something can happen that triggers us, and we won't just react to it. We have the space there to respond, and that is how we increase our consciousness. Now, infinite intelligence is the thoughts, the energy that's moving to us. This is where the saying comes from, everything you want is already here. Now, that just sounds bizarre to most people because we've not been taught of how this works, but everything you want is already here. It exists in the spiritual form, and you just need to connect with it in order to bring it into your reality. It's like there's so many different cars, like there's loads of them. And I heard once that different cars are made for different levels of consciousness, basically for different ego levels, you know, and what people expect to get and what they can afford or what they see themselves driving. So when you're creating your new ideas and you're working towards a goal, you have to have faith, because your goal is going to be something that is currently outside of what your ego self is able to achieve. And this is why hard work won't do it for you. And he says that in this book, you know, Think and Grow Rich. Hard work, if you think hard work will bring you riches, perish the thought, because it's not true. And that's true, because when you're trying to create something from the spiritual and bring it into the physical, if you knew how to do that, your ego self, you would have done it by now. So part of the thing what you need to do is keep good feelings, have the picture in your mind, and let go. Like surrender your ego self, which is why you've got to continually work on being relaxed. And the more relaxed you are, the more in harmony you are with the infinite intelligence, the everything is energy. This is why going out in nature is really, really important, because we are nature. We're exactly the same. We're part of nature, let's say, and nature is our greatest teacher. And if you look at nature, you can just see there's abundance everywhere. Look how many blades of grass there are. Look how many leaves there are. It's abundance. It's just telling us that abundance is everywhere. Nature is our greatest teacher. And the more we can get ourselves in harmony with nature, the more relaxed we are, then the more connected we are to these infinite intelligence, these different energies, these different frequencies. And we will, you know, come out of our dominant frequency and be able to connect with others how we see fit. And this corresponds with the picture that you've already built. So you need to know what you want. And this is why I said at the start of this video that Napoleon Hill studied a book called He Can Who Thinks He Can. Now, that book is just talking about any goal that you can bring into mind and achieve. Napoleon Hill basically niched it down a little bit just to money, because in that way, that was a clearer picture for you to get in your mind. So that's my take on the faith chapter in Think and Grow Rich. I would love to hear what your thoughts are on the faith chapter, because it is a challenging chapter, definitely, no doubt. So let me know, and if you like videos like this, you like reading self-help books, you like personal development, self-help, subscribe to this channel, because there's going to be many, many more.